Yo, tits up, Shades here. You know you can interact with Back Talk. You can email us at backtalkus@gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook. The official page is Back Talk. And the fan group is The Backpack Fan Page. Also tweet at us at Back Talk. Now enjoy the show.
And now, get ready for some idiots talking about shit. Here is Justin, Tony, Dustin, Andy. It's Back Talk.
Merry Christmas! And welcome to a new episode of Back Talk. Mandy, Shades here with the three other idiots, Tony, Dustin, and Justin. Let's kick off Christmas with some tits up.
Yeah, what's with Christmas? We're way off.
I don't fucking know. It's, fucking Halloween's over, so now it's Christmas. We forgot we eat turkey, so I figure, fucking say Merry Christmas. I don't know. You know what you fucking do? Or do you just say, ho, 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 Santa Claus, because you can't say Merry Christmas because it offends somebody?
No, I into a store now, all you see is Christmas stuff. You don't see anything for turkeys.
No, I don't think you... I just say nothing until Thanksgiving. You know, we're in like the nothing stage.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen Christmas decorations up. I think it's stupid. So, people are fucking idiots.
Tony, didn't you recently share a picture of like somebody? Wasn't that you? They already had their tree up.
Yep, my neighbor 2 doors down. There, he got the tree up.
That was like one of those when you see it pictures to me because I couldn't figure out what you were like talking about, and then dumb old me, I'm like, oh, there's a Christmas tree in there. But yeah, I don't have any neighbors yet.
Me and Andy talked about this last week, but we have a guy we race with. At the stroke of midnight on Halloween, the night after of Halloween, his lights go on his Christmas tree.
Yeah.
He turns his lights on.
Fucking A. Anyway, let's get this thing started. Let's go around the room, see how everybody's doing. We'll kick it off with Tony this time. That way he doesn't just sit there quietly. Tony, what's up? What you been into?
Not a lot. Just the normal work, all week shit. And yeah, I went and seen the granddaughter this weekend, so I didn't get to watch Crown Jewel because I forgot it was on Saturday at 12 until I got down to my son's house and it was like 12:30 and I'm like, shit, fucking wrestling's on. And I was like, well, oh well. Hopefully somebody's going to tell me what happened because I didn't get to watch it. I haven't watched the replay yet. I've seen little bits and pieces, but yeah, I heard it was kind of good, some spots. So, but I don't want to bring up any names and piss off Andy already. 30 seconds into the show, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, all them good balls.
Fucking A. We're going to get into that fucker. I'm not...
These guys say pow.
Jesus Christ. Do we have to go there already? Like, it's enough out of you, Tony. You've talked enough. Thanks.
Hey, can the Paul brothers be the next FG where like a mere mention just ends the show?
Well, show's over, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks for joining us this week. Tony, fuck the show.
You got grown men talking about the Paul brothers for some reason. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dustin, what's going on with you, my man?
Not much, but same as Tony at work and trying to win the lottery, like we all are. Like everybody trying to anyway.
So tonight, just speaking on the lottery, the cash payout's almost $1 billion.
$2 billion.
That's the jackpot.
Oh yeah.
It's sorry. If you do the cash app, it's like $900 and some million.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can split that 4 ways pretty dang good, I think.
You're saying if you get the payout, you're at least getting half that, which is good.
Not even, because it's probably going to be about $2 billion by the time they draw with how many tickets are being sold.
Yeah,
they
still
have some
1
millionaires.
moment.
What's that?
1.9, right? Still right now at the moment.
Yeah, they gave a couple millionaires out. I saw that.
The Powerball's 15, though. We're setting pretty good, ain't we, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, fuck. We went out and we bought our pool tickets, right? For those of you who aren't paying attention, the guys and myself, we pool in for the podcast, and we each buy 5 tickets, and I think what do we have? Four 15s on the Powerball out of our
And 2 18s.
Out of our 4 tickets, we have 4 15s and 2 18s. I also have 2 3s.
Oh,
Oh,
boy, a
boy.
good number.
Oh no, that's on the other ticket I bought, the one that you're not getting when I win.
Well, my birthday's on a 3. I've always been drawn to that number. And what? I have a 3 in mine here. What Philly was 3? No, I mean to bring up the Phillies so fast, but there's a good player on the Phillies that's number 3, right?
Bryce Harper.
Oh yeah, that's probably who it is. Yeah, I always noticed that.
3. But anyway, Dustin, didn't mean to interrupt you, but we had to talk about the lottery there.
We got to talk about the lottery there. Lottery's awesome. Everybody's trying to win that. No, I really haven't done much. Enjoyed Halloween last week with the kiddos and all that. But other than that, it was just a nice work week and had some fun. I did watch the pay-per-view. We'll touch on that as the show goes on, I'm pretty sure, with the Powell brothers. But other than that, didn't really do much. Watched some football yesterday. Got my ass kicked by Andy in fantasy football for my 2nd loss of the season.
Hell
So
yeah.
we're 1-1 on the year. Playoffs, we'll meet again, whatever. I got a lot of injuries. I don't really care. Injuries suck in fantasy football, and bye weeks suck as well.
Well,
But, as we all know.
I'm surprised Tony didn't bring up fantasy football.
Did you win this weekend, Tony?
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Oh,
He
yeah.
doesn't even know. He's got Joe Mixon, who scored 54 points by himself.
Dude.
Yeah,
Fuck
55. Fine. Yes, I did.
It was a third of his points. I mean, come on.
You deserve it, man.
Yeah, he whooped Asphalt Guy's ass.
After all that losing, you deserve
Yeah.
it, man.
That,
That's got to be one of the highest scoring guys in the league, right?
Well, the highest scoring probably person this year so far, probably.
Yeah. Damn.
Thanks for beating Asphalt Guy, though. Since Andy beat me, I'm still first in my division. So
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna win this
157 to 149. Look at that. I did win.
Good for you.
Justin, you are winning right now, and
I
he
don't
has
think I'm
3
gonna-
yet to play. You have 1.
Yeah,
Right
and
now,
my
you're
one is
projected to win
fucking.
by 4.
Yeah, my 1 is defense, though. So what's the most they're gonna get versus his 3 of
They
whatever?
start with 10.
Okay.
They
Oh,
can only
okay.
go down or up from there, I guess. They
Explain
can go
that
up.
to me, just real quick.
So, like, you can go up by getting sacks, interceptions, fumble recoveries, touchdowns.
Punt, blocks, return for touchdowns.
That counts too. Yeah. Anything special teams that's a positive for your team counts. But you lose points by giving up yards, touchdowns, points, all that. So
Interesting.
you don't want to give up points.
No, I don't. I
As
can't
I
afford
know
to do
that
that.
against Andy with my -6 defense.
Well,
I'm gonna-
my defense had a punt block for a touchdown.
Yep, that's 6 points, I believe.
No, it's more than that. You get the punt block and the touchdown.
I think it's 6 points though. Oh yeah, so it'd be 9 points, probably. Oh, fantasy scoring is all weird. Everybody does different fantasy scoring. That's what's fun about it.
Well, I predict I'm gonna lose this week.
Like
somehow.
Mixon would in my other league one of the other leagues I play in scored 130 points. So, but no, other than that, my week was good. Glad to see everybody back. Hope Tony and Justin they came and visited us for a few minutes last week. Hope they had fun time handing out candy and playing with little kids and all that. But good to see them back.
So
Missed you guys.
just
Yeah, man.
man on the moon.
Hey. Yeah.
What
If you
got going
believe.
on this week?
Oh, nothing. Got my gigs. This week I got more gigs. Yeah, more gigs.
Where are the
more-
gigs at?
I
If you
thought
want
he
to
was
go
gonna
to
say he had
Gloucester,
gigs.
if you want to go to Gloucester,
I thought he
Still
was gonna say he had a
cracking up.
gag. I got a
I
gag.
had a
I got
gag.
gags.
Somebody had to.
I got gags
I
this
was at a
weekend.
gig. Yeah. Somebody had to gag me because I sucked. You know why I did that, Andy? Because I was literally gonna say just that. I was gonna say I had some gigs this week. That's about it. And I hope I win fantasy. And this thing's covering my face because you guys said I look like I need sleep or just woke up. I don't know. It's been ridiculously warm these past couple of days around here. So I don't know if you guys had some freakish weather of your own.
Yeah, it's been spring. It's been spring in the fall. Except we had some nasty fucking winds the other day and blew down every fucking leaf in my neighborhood, and they all landed on my fucking lawn. That fucking pisses me off. I hate that fucking shit.
Did you just get done raking?
Like 3 weeks ago.
What's that?
Did you just get done raking when that happened?
No.
I
hadn't needed to start raking yet. They all fell at one fucking time.
Nice.
That's good.
I love the fucking lawnmower.
I got those. It's like a cypress tree or something like that. It looks like a pine tree, but it's not. So all the needles fucking fall.
I heard cypress tree. I'm thinking Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
And they're all over my fucking lawn and in my gutters and just fucking.
Oh yeah.
Justin, it pisses me off.
I don't know if it pisses him off that bad. Not that dark.
What else you pissed off about, Andy? Moving on to you, as my week is. Fucking cool, man. I'm excited. I didn't get to chime in when I came in last week, but Dustin, you got a new background, so I like it.
Yep.
Looks like you're in a trailer or something.
My punching bag right there.
Yeah. That's.
No, I moved upstairs. I went up to heaven in my house, I guess some people could say. But
That's cool, man.
Got a lot of work to do to it. As you see, I got games over here. I got a little bit of everything, but kind of my sports memorabilia area.
Yeah. Nice.
So anyway, there's a lot of shit that fucking pissed me off this week, and like, fucking Phillies. Let's talk about Philadelphia. Period. The only fucking city ever to lose 2 championships in one fucking day.
Okay, what was the other one? Soccer?
Yeah.
Soccer. They lost the MLS championship the same day the Phillies lost the World Series to the cheating fucking Astros.
Well, then they didn't lose, right? They were cheated out of winning.
Well, but I mean, it's going to show in the forever record books that they did not win the World Series.
Okay, let's go over the cheating.
That's Justin up from last week.
All right. So,
Yeah.
All right. So there was at least 3 things that they cheated on, and one of them the Phillies can rectify next season. And that is twice, not once, but twice, motherfuckers leaned into pitches to get hit. To get on base. Twice. And they take it off the fucking elbow pad. They got elbow pads on, so they fucking take it off the elbow pad. They don't feel a goddamn thing. Like, MLB ought to get rid of the fucking elbow pad. You want to do that shit, you get fucking hit. Like, that's it. And next year, when the Phils see the Astros, throw at their fucking heads. Tell them that shit ain't acceptable. Fucking just throw it at their fucking head. Game 1, we've talked about this. Game 1, they had a player use an illegal bat in Game 1. And then I'm not convinced at all that the pitchers weren't doing something to the baseball. Way too much shit, especially with that Frombro, whatever the fuck his name is. He was doing some fucking shady shit. I mean, Justin, you watched the games, right?
Yeah.
And so what'd you think? Hey, so you see the guy is getting hit, just fucking leaning into baseballs? Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I definitely saw that once. I saw a very obvious one. And me being a person who doesn't watch baseball, I'm like, to other people, I'm like, is that normal? And they're like, no, I mean, if you're cheating.
So the first time the ump called it right, well, kind of called it right, okay? He he made the batter stay in the batter's box. Okay, but he called the pitch a ball. That ball was going to be a strike. That pitch was going to be a strike when he leaned into it, and the umpire called it a ball. But he made the batter stay in the batter's box. Doesn't get on base. Second time, they're just like, oh, nope, he got hit. And then, for whatever the fucking reason, the Phillies challenge it. And you can't challenge if a guy leans into the pitch. It's not a challengeable thing in the rules. What they challenged was, did he get hit by the pitch? Well, obviously he got hit by the pitch, right? Like, didn't come close to hitting the bat or anything. It was obvious he got hit by the fucking pitch. But, like, I don't know why they challenged it. That was fucking dumb. But it's not all the Astros cheating the Phillies out of the World Series. I think there was mistakes made with the manager, pulling the pitchers too early, and going to the bullpen. You know, you got a guy that's just rolling like Wheeler was in Game 6, and you pull him way too early, just because you got a guy or two on base. It's like, come on. Let the guy try and pitch out of it. He's dealing. What do you think, Tony? You didn't watch any of it.
Nope, not a thing of it. But, I mean, based off of that, yeah, why are you going to pull somebody out that early at the World Series? You know, especially if you're saying Game 6. You know, he's not going to pitch Game 7, so come on, let him go. So you can get to Game 7, then you can throw everybody at it, but, yeah.
Well, I don't understand that in general now. Like, why are pitchers... And maybe Dustin, you can speak to this too, but Tony, you can speak to it because it happened all season. Why are pitchers getting pulled in the 5th and 6th inning as starters anymore?
My opinion, it's pitch count. They don't want them going over 100 anymore. That's not like back in the day. They don't want them to waste their arms. It's like a new thing that they're doing. I don't know. I remember back in the day, I had a buddy that he pitched 225 pitches one night, and the next night I pitched 230.
You got
arms are dead.
You got fucking rock throwing 200 pitches.
No, we won.
You gave up 19 runs.
Nope. Give up hits, not runs. Okay, my game, I think we won 7-5, and like his, we won like 8-6 or something like that. I can't remember the final scores, but we won both games. They're playoff games.
But
nobody else could pitch. No one else was there. We just had to keep going.
That's the new thing. So that takes you to what was it? Game 4? The combined no-hitter?
Yeah, that's a new thing now.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a fucking
You're gonna
thing.
see a lot more. You're gonna see a lot more of that, the team no-hitter, than you are the solo no-hitter like you did back in the day with like Nolan Ryan and all them guys, because they don't go past the 7th inning. They get to about 90, 100 pitchers, and they have team no-hitters. There was probably have been more of them than single no-hitters in the last 5 years.
That's not a fucking thing.
It's a thing.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a thing back in the day, but it's a thing now.
It's not
It
a
is a
no-hitter.
It's a no-hitter. The Phillies didn't get a hit.
It doesn't fucking matter. Like, you're telling me, like, that should count as strongly as somebody who goes 9 innings and throws a no-hitter?
It goes down in the stat book as a no-hitter. The score, it says it's a no-hitter.
Yep.
I understand I understand, but it shouldn't. It should be asterisk. Asterisk on the no-hitter.
I don't agree with that, because it's a no-hitter. A team got no hit by 3. It doesn't matter if one pitcher goes in each inning. I mean, if more teams, I thought about this over the last week, like if more teams in the playoffs would actually like stagger out their pitching, like if you have a stellar bullpen, why wouldn't you start your starting pitcher for 3 to 4 innings? Save him for a game, like in the World Series, like use this World Series as an example. You know, you got your first 2 games, you got your ace starting game 1. He could have pitched 4 innings, pitched about 50 to 60 pitches, saying. He could have missed game 2. He would have had an extra day of rest because of the rain day. Pitched game 3, He could have pitched Game 5 and Game 7 if needed. If you got the bullpen to do it, why not do it? Why not save your pitching? You're seeing more and more teams do it. Starter gets to the 5th or 6th innings, one pitcher the rest of the way out, or one pitcher every inning the rest of the way out. Nobody's getting tired. And with all the technology now, you're not just sitting there with a big ice bag on your shoulder. You're sitting there, fixing everything.
So how many pitchers or how many innings do you think get thrown by relievers throughout the season with all these teams that they come out and they throw 1 or 2 innings scoreless?
A lot.
A shit ton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you did that, like what you're talking about, and let's just say one team has a guy they roll out every 5 days, 5 days out of the week. Okay, and they go on this string of just putting guys in for 2 or 3 innings because they can go and get people out for 2 or 3 innings, and it changes the hitter mindset. The hitter doesn't, has to adjust to every pitcher. Now you just go on a rash of these no-hitters, and now who gets credit for the no-hitter?
The team.
No pitchers.
No. Why would it?
They're involved.
Who gets every pitcher would be accredited for their innings, but it would be a team no-hitter. A no-hitter is consisted of 9 innings of no-hit baseball.
Yep.
So why is there a record saying Nolan Ryan threw X amount of no-hitters instead of whatever team he fucking played for?
Because he did the no-hitter completely by himself. It was a solo accomplishment.
So you're telling me in the record books there's 2 different stat categories?
There probably is nowadays.
I don't think there is.
Well, it probably doesn't go down in the records books, but in real reality, that was a team no-hitter.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it's not a real no-hitter.
It's a no-hitter.
Yes.
Somebody has to get credit for it. Otherwise, it didn't happen.
All 4 of those pitchers do.
Okay.
So
exactly what I'm saying. Now we go on a rash of no-hitters because we're throwing guys out there for 2 innings, and some guys running out there 5 days, and they throw 20 no-hitters in a season, and now all of a sudden this one guy that's running out there 5 days out of the week has 20 no-hitters and puts him above Nolan Ryan?
No, not technically, because it's a combined no-hitter.
But what do you mean not technically? He's still going to go in the record books as a no-hitter.
As a team no-hitter, not a solo.
There's not a separate category.
I'm going to look it up now.
I'm looking now on Wikipedia because I'll state my sources. It says in 1991, an official no-hit game occurs when a pitcher, and then in parentheses, or pitchers, allows no hits during the entire course of the game.
Yeah.
But I want to know who gets. It doesn't happen unless a player is credited for it. It's like hitting a home run. It's not a team home run.
Okay,
the guy hit the fucking home run.
Does that mean like Koufax goes in, gets pulled in the 4th inning, the team goes on to not pitch a no-hitter? He doesn't get no-hitter for four innings.
Correct.
He would only be listed as a no-hitter person for that entire game's no-hitter.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter that the 4 innings he pitched, he had no hits.
Right.
Although they wouldn't take him out.
You might as well
if he was
do
doing
that
no hits.
now. You might as well make that a stat now, because if you're going to make, say, oh, it's a no-hitter, because you had 18 pitchers show up,
Well, the pitch.
There have been 19 combined no-hitters in the history of baseball.
Yeah.
Combined.
And how many total solos?
317.
Okay. How many? And so, if you're the pitcher throwing a no-hitter and the fucking manager pulls you out, how you feel?
Well,
But
I
they
wanna
even
ask-
consider it as a no-hitter. It's the 3rd no-hitter in postseason history.
I would have. I have a question. Would you take a pitcher out in the middle of a no-hitter, or is that one of the things where they're only taking him out because they start doing badly?
But they did. They took him out because he walked the guy. or he pitched too many innings for what they wanted. I don't remember why they took him out, but like, and he had a 5-run lead when they took him out.
Yeah, who's this now?
The guy doctoring the baseball.
Oh, okay.
But he has and that's the other thing. So that's the thing I'm starting to hate about baseball is this analytic bullshit that says, oh, we got to take the pitcher out now. Well, why? He's got a 5-run lead and a fucking no-hitter. Why do we take the pitcher out?
So they can preserve him for another game?
He wasn't going to pitch another game in the World Series.
Yeah. So I figure if you're doing well, you keep pitching.
What? This was what, game 5?
Yeah. There's 4 or 5. Yeah.
So okay, so you're saying he's not going to pitch in another game in the World Series? That doesn't mean he can't come in. If it got to game 7, he would have had 3 days rest. Could have came in and threw an inning or 2 if needed.
Sure. He could have.
So he could have been pitching in the World Series.
Yeah, he still could have pitched an inning or whatever, but that doesn't mean you don't fucking yank him with a 5-run lead and a no-hitter.
Why not? You have that much faith in your bullpen.
Well, so did Thompson. Had so much faith in his bullpen and went ahead and pulled out Zach Wheeler. And first pitch that Alvarez, or first batter Alvarez faces ends the World Series basically with a home run.
Yeah,
Is this the Framber guy you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, he's the one that was cheating, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly. Okay. Framber. I've never heard that name before. Are we saying that right?
I don't know. I don't really care.
Oh wait, I have a pronunciation here. Actually, it's cheater.
Thank you. Yes.
No, I don't know. I don't know enough about baseball, but there's enough scuttlebutt about this guy.
Yeah, so you had that. You had fucking... And then the same day, fucking Philly loses 2 championships in one fucking day. It's like, how can it get any worse for Philadelphia sports? They already have the franchise with the most losses in all of sports, and then they lose 2 championships in one day.
It's still got to be better than the other cities that don't happen to be in 2 championships at that point.
Or teams that don't have a championship in their city. Or cities that don't have championships.
Yeah, or teams that don't have, or cities that don't have teams. Still better to be there, right? And lose than to not make it.
But it just adds to the Philly lore. I mean, the Phillies have lost the most games out of any sports franchise. And this was going back a couple years ago, they hit 10,000. 10,000 losses.
Yeah.
So,
well, bad things happen in Philly. That's what they
I kind of want to hear what people think out there in back talk land on what they feel about combined no-hitters. I want to just hear what they have to say at backtalkus@gmail.com. Just
hell yeah.
Who gets the credit for the no-hitter? Is it a no-hitter? We want to hear from you guys.
Somebody's got to get credit or it didn't happen.
The team gets the credit. I can't find who gets the credit. I mean, the starter should not, one pitcher should not get the credit. But all 4 of them, if you only pitch 1 inning or 1 out, you shouldn't get credit for a no-hitter either because you technically didn't. If they did that, like you were saying, relievers could go in and throw 2 innings and have no-hit baseball. They threw a no-hitter. But as a team in a complete game no-hitter, it's credited, but I don't know how they credit it. Obviously, they keep track of it because there's been 19 of them.
Why is the pitcher coming out? Why is the pitcher coming out during a no-hitter? I just don't understand how all no-hitters aren't like one specific pitcher.
So I can understand a pitcher coming out under throwing a no-hitter under certain circumstances. Like a pitcher could be wild as shit and walked 8 batters. There have been pitchers throwing no-hitters that have lost games.
That lose the game, yeah.
Okay.
So walking doesn't count.
A no-hitter doesn't mean you haven't had people on base.
Right, okay.
That's a perfect game.
Okay.
Which you'll never have ever again if you're going to you're going to take the pitcher out in the 5th inning. There's no such thing as a fucking perfect game anymore.
So I got a question about that. I would to ask all you guys. So say Andy's on the mound, he's pitching. We're all playing in field. Justin, you're playing center. Tony, you're shortstop. I'm first. Whatever. Tony, there's a fly ball hit to you. You can't get to it. Do you make an error on purpose to keep the no hitter going? Like, would you make if you're in the field, would you make an error on purpose to save your pitcher's no hitter?
Well, if the ball, he can't make the play on the ball.
Well, no, if it's going to be a hard play, would you try to force an error to keep the no hitter going? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So
if you're playing, and you overthrow first on purpose because you don't think you can get him.
So I field the ball, look up, and it's going to be a bang bang. And yeah, I'm sailing that ball over his head.
That's what I was trying to say. It didn't come out as clear. But you guys kind of got what I was saying. But would you do that to save your pitcher's no-hitter? It's not going to be a perfect game, but would you save your pitcher's no-hitter?
Yep, I would.
So let's reverse that and put you in the umpire's seat. This has happened.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, umpires get seats?
There was a pitcher, I believe he was pitching for I think it was one of the California teams, but I can't, maybe, or Chicago White Sox, maybe, I don't remember.
If I'm thinking of the one you're talking about, I know the team, but I'm gonna let you tell the story and we'll see if it's the team I'm thinking about.
So guys dealing a no-hitter, it's the 9th inning. I think there's even
this is what
I think there's two outs.
It was the Detroit Tigers. It was the Detroit Tigers.
Okay.
I know the game you're talking about.
There's two outs, and there's a ground ball and a close play at first base, and the umpire calls the guy safe.
Miguel Cabrera's face was priceless. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
And took away
Matthew
a no-hitter.
Boyd?
Yep.
Took away a no-hitter from the pitcher by calling him safe. This is before instant replay, too.
Yep.
And
Yeah, it was the Detroit Tigers.
The review of it, he was actually out.
Yep.
So, now put yourself in the umpire's role. It's the 9th inning, 2 outs, you're the first base ump, it's a bang-bang play. Do you even consider
This bang, he's out.
Safe.
It's a no-hitter. Unless if you want your name in the record books forever and videos forever. You know, but I call him out in a heartbeat. If it's bang, he's out. You know, if he's for surely safe, well, obviously you call him safe. I mean, and if I remember right, wasn't it kind of a weird play at first base?
no?
Wasn't it like a ground ball to first and it was a flip to the pitcher, wasn't it?
Yep.
If I remember right.
Was it?
Yep, pitcher with Yep.
It was because Miggy had to like go way right to get the ball, and it was a weird play to first, if I remember right. I remember the play, but that's kind of how I remember it. But because the pitcher's at first base, like, are you kidding me? You could tell he just wanted to go punch the ump.
Yeah, like, so Justin, you're the man of integrity on this podcast. You're the umpire. The play's close. Do you even think about calling him safe?
Oh, man. What's the play again? What play am I calling?
It's a play at first base. It's bang. The glove gets the.
It's the 9th inning, 2 outs. Guys pitching a no-hitter. It's a close play at first. Call could go either way. You think he might be safe, but do you even call it safe and take away that no-hitter?
Hey, well, yeah, tie goes to the runner, right? If it's close enough that I can't tell, that's a tie. Runner gets the tie.
He would call it safe.
I mean,
I don't think I could.
And then how do you feel when you go back and watch the replay and find out you're wrong?
yeah, that would suck, but
Buying that pitcher a steak dinner.
I'm sure. I mean, you know, like, yeah, integrity-wise, like, just because like I happen to know it's in the middle of a no-hitter, like I don't think I have to carry on the importance of that. I'll call it as I see it. If they're on the bag at the same time, isn't that true though? Tie goes to the runner, or is that like an old wives' tale?
Yeah, it's a true thing.
I mean, yeah, my snap judgment would probably be tie goes to the runner. He's safe. But what ended up happening?
He called him out. Safe. He called him safe.
Yeah.
Called him safe. The replay showed he was out. But there was no instant replay then.
So, they went into a little box and watched their own replay kind of thing?
No.
They watched it after the game.
They replayed it like crazy even during the game. I mean, I don't think we really watched. I don't think, if I remember right, I don't think they really watched the last out because the next batter was out, strikeout or fly out. I can't remember which one it was. But I mean, they were mainly showing the replay. Like, how do you do that? I mean, if I remember right, I want to say it was a nationally broadcasted game too.
So when you saw it, you said you were watching it. It was a Tigers game. Do you remember having a decision, a split second decision when you saw it?
Oh, I thought he was out.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm a baseball fan. I like seeing no hitters. I don't know if Andy does like single pitcher no hitters. I love seeing that stuff.
Right.
You know, like
that
perfect games.
Might be a little biased, like wanting to see that.
But
like, no.
As a former ump on a TV screen that's cameras moving or still whatever, you know, us as spectators on a TV or even at the stadium have a hard time seeing it. But what I saw, he was out, and then the replay, you know, like my wife would even say, like I make a lot of calls that they're calling as they're playing the game of football, baseball, whatever. But like Andy was talking about leaning into a pitch. I mean, I hate that stuff just as much as Andy does, and more people do it. There was a game that ended with it because ball was in the middle of the plate. He hit his elbow pad. This is a couple years ago, and it was bases were loaded. Walked in the winning run. I hate that stuff. I mean, hit the dang ball. Yeah. You want to see a game. I was saying that I don't like when they would purposely have the catcher go out and catch like obvious balls, you know, instead of pitching to somebody good. I never liked that. I don't know if they outlawed that.
No, you don't have to throw the ball now. Isn't that the rule?
No. Yep.
Oh, what, you just say I'm walking this guy?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you just say put him on.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
the thing is I like about having to pitch it. I mean, there's been instances where like the catcher would be sitting here like this and then drop down and get a strikeout. I mean, that's just cool stuff to see. I mean, then you get ahead in the count and it gets into that hitter's head. Like, what are they doing to me now? You know, but in my opinion, they need to throw those 4 pitches to walk somebody. You never know. I mean, how many there hasn't been a lot, but I know I've seen home runs hit off of intentional walks or base hits. Not really all home runs, but I've seen home runs hit. I've seen base hits.
Like the hitter goes after it and connects with it, huh? Like he's like, "Oh fuck."
Well, when you pitch it out, if you don't pitch it out far enough, all I got to do is reach out and slap it.
Yeah.
And those are those instances. I mean, that was always cool. It's like the rarities in sports is what I like. You don't get to see
rarities
it all the time.
In sports.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, that stuff's
I need a
awesome.
song for rarities in sports.
So sticking on, we'll get away from this because the whole fucking World Series shit pisses me off. But we'll stick on sports for just a moment, because I don't know if anybody saw what Terry Bradshaw said yesterday.
Did not.
No? Oh my god.
That guy's still kicking, huh?
Yeah, so...
Oh, he's still kicking.
On the Fox pregame, postgame, whatever it was, they were talking about the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray. And they said... And Terry Bradshaw says... They're never gonna run the ball. They're a throw. Never like, and then he goes on to say, you know, hell, if they ran the ball 5 times in a row, that kid would go out and commit suicide.
I did not hear that.
Explain that one to me. Who's he talking about? And
he's talking about the Arizona Cardinals quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, said if they ran the ball 5 times in a row, the kid would go out and commit suicide because they're a throwing team.
Like he would feel like, well, what am I here for?
Yeah.
Yeah, but to just say that in this
How
day
he
and
said
age-
it in that, yeah. It's like one of
Yeah,
those
there's like,
culture cancel things.
yeah, well, like that. I don't know. I think about Joe Namath. He has a famous one where he's drunk and like hitting
Yeah.
on some woman. It's almost
Yeah.
like they get a pass. They get a pass. They
The
get hit in
old
their
people
head.
get a pass.
But that's back in the day. I mean,
Dude, you know how many
That's
times this
not
guy got
now.
hit in the head? I mean, come on, give it to him.
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw got beat up. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at some point you have to feel bad for the brain damage and be like, he don't mean no harm.
but it's like automatic now. Cancel culture on poor old Terry Bradshaw.
Just for one thing. It's probably
Yeah.
the worst thing he's ever said. He's always safe about what he says too.
I've seen foot and mouth syndrome recently with people. I won't name names, but just like some stuff where it's like, damn, like are you getting to that age where you're just like, I'm gonna fucking say it, And it's like, and then you're like, yeah, but you can understand how like it would come across, right? And I'm like, yeah, I guess you wouldn't say it in Walmart on a fucking soapbox, but like, no, like I could say it, like, no, I mean, like, we have to agree on this. I think like that's one of those things where somebody like, does Terry Bradshaw have like a PR guy? And he's like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like,
He's probably got people in his ear. What the hell did you say that for?
he's like, what?
So it was such an awkward moment because he says that, and there's 4 guys on the panel of this show, and one of them is oh shit, I just had his name, Strahan.
Yeah.
Michael Strahan.
Michael.
And so Terry Bradshaw goes, he'd go out and commit suicide. And they pan to Michael Strahan and his face, and he's just like, oh my God.
What the hell?
And one of them, well, I don't know who it was, but was like, okay. Like, actually said that. Was like, okay. Like, very awkward moment. And then, of course, they're like, I think Strahan's like, let's take it a little far. And, Bradshaw's then tried to backtrack and like, well, you know what I mean. I was just saying, blah, 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 trying to...
Trying to fix what he said.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy emphatically wants to throw the ball. That's what he was trying to say.
Yes.
He's gonna have nothing else to do in his life if his team decides he's not going to throw the ball.
Right.
Like that would play. I mean, that would play not on TV. That's the whole problem with it. And that's where the cancel culture problem comes in, because it's like, well, you need to realize, like, you need to be reminded you're going to be on TV. Like, people are assholes. They write letters. They probably shouldn't. They should probably just not let it not offend them and move on. But what are you going to do?
Right. So anyway, that was just another little sports nugget that happened, over the weekend. But you got some others, dude. I came across the coolest fucking thing. It's nowhere near any of us, which sucks. But it is a beer app, and let me get it properly here. Letting you know what it actually is here.
A beer app?
Yeah, it's pretty badass. It is called, and I want everybody to check this out. Download it so when it comes to your area, you're ready to go. It is called Beer Pass app. You get fucking free beer.
Really?
So what it is bars sign up for this Beer Pass app, and I guess it's a lot of these, you got microbrews are like the big fucking thing now, right? So you get somebody in to come in and you get a free beer, and then, well, they're probably going to buy another one, right? But so for the beer drinker, it gives you other places to go check out and try something different. And for the bars, you're probably going to get some money because people are going to buy other beers. But, like, it's free fucking beer.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't want free beer?
It says
So it's
Western New
called
York.
just Beer Pass.
Yeah, beer pass. So it's
There's Western New York and
What's the
Milwaukee.
logo?
it
'Cause
says.
I see a couple different versions of this
Yes.
Beer Pass.
It is Western New York. It is in like Rochester area. So anybody who's even if you visit the Rochester, Albany, that area, I would download this app. And they're opening up Milwaukee. I actually reached out to this person. The reason I found them is because, just like all the other podcasts out there, people, we are in a bunch of podcast groups. And so I saw a post in a podcast group from these guys. Well, they were the ones that were like touting this app because they like work for the app or something, right? And so I was like, holy shit. So I messaged these people. I'm like, so you're going to give me free beer? You're going to give me free beer in Indianapolis? Oh, wait, you're not there yet. Oh, but you need somebody with a podcast, with a sales background to set you up in Indianapolis? I'm your man. Like, give me fucking
Hell yeah.
free beer and I'll go to all the fucking bars and say, you need to be on this fucking app. Like, so shout out to the Beer Pass because it is like really badass. Download it on your phones now. So when it comes to your area, you have the Beer Pass already and get your free beers because it's pretty fucking cool. I think it's a subscription. You have to pay. It's probably like $5 a month. But like, you think about that. Like, how many free beers can you get in a month?
Yeah, that's one beer easily.
Yeah. So
You know.
that's pretty wicked. I love it. So a big shout out to them. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on where that's going, where Beer Pass app is going to be, so you guys are gonna all know when it's coming to your area. Very, very fucking cool thing. So download it today in your app store on Google Play, wherever you fucking got. Just like you should
Whatever.
be downloading our fucking episodes on Apple iPods or Spotify. Fuck the YouTube, because YouTube hates us.
Yeah, what's up with YouTube? Why is it such a...
They fucking hate us. Like for everybody out there, there is talk we're going to go away from YouTube. Just so you know, probably YouTube's going to go away soon. Make sure you're following us and downloading the in the app or on the iPad, Apple iPods, or Spotify or somewhere else. So you can find us and not lose us when we go away from YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, social medias, things of that sort, have you seen what Elon Musk is doing with Twitter?
Yeah.
It's
Kinda funny.
hilarious.
I'm gonna go take a Twitter real quick, but I can still hear you guys. Fill me in, because I don't know the news. I heard he bought it. That's the last I heard.
So, Dustin, you wanna talk about the
Go ahead.
network?
Go ahead. That's crazy.
So, if you go on Twitter, you see everybody with the blue fucking check mark, the verified people. They have so many followers. They're influencers. They're favorite people, famous people, whatever. It's hard to get one. Like the podcast, we can't get one yet, right? Like we don't have enough followers and that kind of shit. So like we can't be verified as our own fucking podcast. But he's gonna start charging them for this fucking blue check mark. $8 a month to get a blue check mark, and now everybody can get a blue check mark. Mm-hmm. So we can get a fucking blue check mark if we want to pay $8 a month. I don't think we're gonna fucking pay unless somebody's gonna like donate it.
I mean, my thing is with that. So, say anybody wants to go out and just make this a Twitter account, and I want to verify it as Andy Shades, and I didn't know you. Could they still do that, or do you have to go through a verifying process to do this, or do you just pay your $8 a month and you get that verified check?
I think there's still a verifying process. I think they're eliminating the
qualifications you need for it.
Yeah. I think it's because they are now suspending accounts that are not who they say they are, unless they state specifically that they're a parody.
Okay.
because after he did this, a bunch of people went out and made Elon Musk their name.
Right. That's why I was, after hearing about this, I was always curious about that. So, like, I could go out and make this fake one for, say Kirk Cousins or whatever, and just say, hey.
Who's the fucking the whack job comedian who had, like, the severed Donald Trump head? Fucking wacky.
Well, you said whack job comedian. I was thinking that aren't they all whack jobs?
I think Justin said it while he was pissing, but I couldn't hear him. Kathy
Griffin.
Kathy Griffin.
Yep.
So she changed her Twitter name to Elon Musk and has been suspended.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all these billionaires are all fucking, up in arms about having to pay $8 a fucking month, and they're like, well, we should be special and have blue check marks because we're like content providers. Well, fuck you, I'm a goddamn content provider too.
Well, the thing is with it, they're going to end up coming out with something special for them eventually because that's how they're going to shut people up. Their check mark's going to be like purple.
It's going to be a cleft asshole check mark.
Yeah, they're going to get a gold. We're going to get a gold star.
Platinum.
Yeah.
Platinum blonde check mark.
Yeah,
That's.
But that's what that's what he's doing. I think it's fucking hilarious that he did it, and he's charging these fuckers.
He's got to make money somehow.
Why then?
Advertising.
Why buy it? He doesn't need to make money off Twitter.
If you're going to start sending more and more people to space, I mean, come on.
He doesn't. He should have just bought Twitter, and then why is he like? That's so weird. Like, it's like when Cartman bought the amusement park.
Nobody else could come in.
Yeah, but then like it's like, well, who's running the ride? Like, okay, I should let one person in. That'll be enough to buy the And then eventually he figures out that he's got to let more and more people in to the point where it's a great episode. But like that's like the Elon Musk thing. Like everybody's like, oh, he's gonna buy it. We do what we want. Like no, like wait till like he charges you, and then you start going, why does that billionaire need my money for something free? Like it's just so dumb. Like I don't care enough about.
He's starting with charging for the fucking blue check mark.
Right. It's not going to end there either.
What's next?
Right, and like it's coming from a billionaire who all you hear is like he bought his like 7th jet because, I don't know, who the fuck cares? Like
this is what I'm doing with all your $8 for verifying check marks. I'm buying myself my 90th jet of the year.
Yeah.
And like this is all to just spend time in a high school cafeteria. Like no, it's not worth it. Like I just
dude, do you see? I got a blue check mark.
I have other things to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which sucks because in order to stump for like anything you do, like the show or anything you want people to notice you doing, like you have to play ball with all of these things. Which is the one thing I want to say. It's like I wish I could have nothing to do with Facebook or Twitter, but if you want to create and share, there's that's the place to be.
It's how you reach out to people anymore. Like it's all social media based.
It's gonna come down to the point where if you're not verified, your stuff's not gonna get out there as much too. There's gonna be like little stipulations with it.
No, yeah, verified.
Like anything,
I think we should have somebody benefact us so that we could run our own website, and then all we have to do is use these shitty mongrel places to like supplant links, to our website. But I mean, to run your own website, people have to know to look for you. So you still need to do it. It's like what you can't win.
Well, it's like any beginning streamer. That's what you do. You go on these Twitters or Facebook, and you just groups and just start throwing stuff out there. They retweet it out, and that's how people get noticed. It's kind of weird how it all works.
What do you guys think about Twitch? Do you guys do Twitch for gaming at all? Did you ever?
I got friends that do. I never got into streaming on Twitch, no, but I do have a few friends that do.
I think you can stream on there. You just have to play a video game.
You can do anything on Twitch. I mean, you just
I mean,
it's a lot easier to get noticed, or I shouldn't say noticed, but affiliated with Twitch. I think you got to stream. I think it's 8 times a month.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a friend that just got affiliated with it.
Yeah,
Which-
that's why it's
go
for
figure.
gamers, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure something out. I think we're probably going to end up on Facebook.
With
as
the
far
videos.
as with our video content, but
There's a money making idea. We should make a platform for podcasts to go on for videos.
Yeah, you need the money, you need the bandwidth. Nobody's done it yet. Nobody's done it.
Nobody's done it.
That's what you thought Elon Musk was going to do. And I was just bitching about, when I started doing the bites, I was bitching about Twitter, last week or 2 weeks ago? Like, you know, you got like, oh, it's 14 seconds. It's over 14 seconds. Well, you know, no. Like, we don't create content for people with no, like, whatever that word is.
The thing is
Attention
with that,
deficit.
Nicole, with what you're saying, yeah, like with that, you know, these 14-second clips, that's all people can stand watching anymore. You see a 5-minute video, how many people actually watch that whole video?
It sucks because even our short videos are 5 minutes, you know?
Right, but you know what I mean, though. I mean, that's why, like, YouTube has their algorithm where your videos are 10 to 20 minutes long, and that's, you know, that's where you get noticed, right? But with the people's attention span, they don't have, you can't capture somebody and last them 5 to 10 minutes. They lose concentration on it, lose interest really fast.
Well, I mean, obviously this is something to strive for, but what about like when you can actually have a live stream while people are commenting? You know, I think people can be with you for the long haul if they're they know they can be part of the conversation as it's ongoing.
With that, yeah, with that too. I mean, you could start a live stream, but you get so shocked that somebody actually gets into your live stream that you freeze. You're basically talking to yourself trying to make it work, and then you get a person that likes your stream and then comments, and you're like, oh crap, what do I say back to this person? That's why you see so many people that want to stream try it for so long, and then they get out of it. You know, it was a frustration for me. I want to start streaming again, but it's like, do I want to go through that building aspect again? You know, building that character, you know, I don't know. Something I want to get more into. I mean, streaming's fun. I mean, you're playing the game, doing whatever you're doing. You know, people do opening card packs for Pokemon. I mean, come on. I mean,
Yes.
but I couldn't do that. I couldn't sit there and buy all these Pokemon packs and open up Pokemon cards, but that's what people want to see. You know, like Fortnite a few years back, it was the biggest game ever and all that. I could not stand the freaking game. But you got to be in a trend. You got to be a part of that. But you also got to start a trend in the same aspect. Kind of went
Well,
off
now
the
you
beaten
see-
path like we always do. But
My favorite is like black guys or somebody that doesn't typically listen to rock and roll listen to, I don't know, Led Zeppelin for the first time.
like
And, like,
reaction
they're just,
videos.
like, yeah, they're just like, yo, and they're like 40 something and like never listened to Led Zeppelin before. It's like how have you never heard of Led Zeppelin? You know? Like I've heard Tupac, you know? Like how have you not heard of Led Zeppelin? You know, it's one of the most popular things that you hear without trying to hear. It doesn't matter where you come from or who you are.
You're
It's
going to
like,
hear
yo, man,
that.
you know, you see like people like reacting to like rock and roll for the first time. All I'll do is listen to hip hop and rap, and it's like, well, that sucks. But anyway, you know, yeah, hip hop and rap. They don't do anything without everything Led Zeppelin like already did. So that's like the music that's actually in the background that they stole. Like you've heard Led Zeppelin
Yeah.
before. You know, you've heard like something inspired by that. But like how like you can do anything. And like half the time you ever sit back and think like this person has like 1,000,001 views, they probably make money on this video, and all I had to do was do it. You know, I had to debase myself and be like, maybe I should listen to, you know, so and so for the first time. Or at least pretend I am.
Right.
I mean, my mom's always like that. She's like, she'll see something, just be like, you could have done that. It's like, yeah, I guess so.
Well, no,
But, like-
and you're true on that. Anybody could do that stuff. It's just
Right.
you got to get started somehow, and you know you got to
Yeah.
find something to react to. Like, you know, you could react to NASCAR crashes.
I just don't want to see. I mean, I would want to see Andy, any of your guys' reactions. Like, if you brought on the podcast, like, I'm going to show you this video of this NASCAR crash, and I'm getting your reaction, like, that's what I'm into. I'm not into, like, all right, everybody, welcome back. I got a lot of requests for this one. They wanted me to watch NASCAR 94 reaction. Okay, here we go. You know, it's just like, and they have that much gusto, and you're like, not only are people watching this, but they're like, hey, Dustin, check this one out. I want to see you, you know, watch this and react to it. You know?
Well, you bring up a good point there because, I think everybody has somebody that, like you got to show this video to. You want to see their reaction. I mean, we do it daily. Most of us do. Like,
Yeah,
I would love, I don't know if you saw the Ross Chastain pass on the wall 2 weekends ago, 2 Sundays ago, Justin. You should really look that up. Ross Chastain's final lap in the final 2 turns at Martinsville. I would love to see your reaction as a non-NASCAR fan on what you think of that.
Okay. Maybe we'll do that.
At some point. Yeah.
I mean, welcome back. You guys wanted me to check out this Ross Chastain reaction. Some kind of NASCAR dude, I think. And like that too. Like it's peppered in. Like they're proving to you they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So you're like, why am I watching this? At least you guys know what you're talking about. You're not like, let's talk about wrestling, and then have me share my thing. Like, I don't know what the fuck wrestling is. What do you want me to do? Bray Wyatt. I know he's doing something right now. He's cooking.
I mean, I know we went off on an unbeaten path. We might need to revisit this. Like, maybe we all could come up with a video to have somebody watch and have a reaction show one time or something. But we all we all try to get somebody's reaction on watching the video. And we're not talking 2 girls, 1 cup here.
No.
I mean, we're just, like stuff that we pick something that probably nobody, like I saw a video yesterday. They were racing motorcycles, a motorcycle chariot race. Mm. They're holding a wire with 2 motorcycles, and they're racing on a dirt track.
My gosh.
But didn't know it was a thing. I'm kind of hooked now.
You should have saved that.
But my nephew showed me it yesterday at my mom's house.
You know what, guys? You might already know about this, but I didn't even know it had a name. It's actually a thing, and it's a thing when it has a name, dressage or dressage. Do you know what that is? DRESSAGE.
No.
Andy?
Sounds like a fucking dress massage.
Yeah. Or you're dressing at age.
I'm not even going to ruin it. You guys have to go watch it. Just dressage or dressage. And backtalk us at Gmail if you know. But there's a reaction.
It's backtalkus@gmail.com.
Did I say that? What is it? BACC talk us at gmail.com about dressage, or if I'm saying that right, dressage, or fuck, I don't know. Hold on, let me check. If it is what I think it is.
Take it from Kramer.
Yep.
Yeah, I apparently look like Kramer. Okay.
I'm waiting for him to come flying through the door like he does at Jerry's house or Jerry's apartment.
I was thinking of coming out of the bathroom like that, but I keep tripping over this thing for my headphones. Yeah, dressage or dress. I don't know. Fuck.
I'll have to look that up too.
But yeah, I want to get.
I know we kind of went off on a beaten path, and he's probably got other things to bring up, but I thought that was a good conversation.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to go to the next one.
Oh, go to the next one. You know you want to.
Are you gonna get mad?
He's gonna be happy.
I mean,
the Power Boys? You gotta talk about the Power Boys?
All right, so
the Power Boys.
And the Twinkle Toe Brothers.
I'm to the point that I'm like really close, and they got so much good going on right now that I don't want to. But I'm getting ready to boycott WWE. Like, they have both the fuckers on now.
Oh, really? Wait.
It's one show.
Wait, who was the boxer and who was the wrestler?
Logan wrestled Roman Reigns. Jake Paul was not really in his corner. Came out during the match. How about that?
Yeah. So his brother was fucking there. But
I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't watched it. Spoiler alert.
This is all to set up a fucking match. Like, they're going to be fucking tag teams now. Like,
yeah.
I'm fucking sorry. And I had to listen to all this shit since Saturday. All the Twitter accounts, all the fucking Facebook accounts, on the fucking radio. These fucking so-called wrestling people talking about how fucking great Logan Paul was at the fucking pay-per-view in a match that Was he carried by Roman Reigns here? Like, did he take many bumps himself? How the fuck did he fucking tear up his knees? Like, you stole the finisher of the top babyface from your rival company and did that move. Like, how? And who the fuck is he? Like, who the fuck is he to be in a fucking world championship top belt in the company, probably the world of wrestling, in a match fighting for that to begin with?
My honest opinion, to be honest, it was a filler match for the people over across seas. He's a social media superstar and all that. It's gonna get people there.
Fucking put me in.
What wrestler would you have put in that match at Saudi Arabia without anything else going on, like without a storyline going right now?
Me.
What wrestler?
Tazon Day.
I have as much experience as he does. Well, I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying actual
two more
wrestler.
matches than me. He has 2 more matches than me, so he's got a little bit more experience.
But what actual wrestler would you have put in that match? For Crown Jewel at that pay-per-view, if you were booking the show, if you were Triple H, who would you have put in that match?
Do you hear yourself?
That would have got the crowd going.
Do you fucking hear yourself?
I do.
You have a whole fucking roster of wrestlers.
But some can't go there. That's my point here. You got some wrestlers that can't go.
You still had other wrestlers that could have gone.
That's what I'm asking. Who would you have put in that match?
Jinder Mahal.
Haven't seen him around lately. Is he even on the roster anymore?
Have you seen fucking... Where the fuck did Logan fucking dickbag come from?
He was at WrestleMania recently.
Recently in March?
Obviously, the dude's got
I'm more
popularity,
recent than
and that's
Jinder
the
Mahal.
problem.
8 months ago, he was in WrestleMania.
Just saying. I mean, I don't think they wasted anything with the Logan Paul thing. Like, Logan Paul's like a part-timer. He's there to sell tickets.
Yeah, unfortunately, he sells because people want to see his ass.
I'm not saying it's the right thing. I'm just saying he sells. He sells to the younger audience.
He is not a part-timer. He is not a
anymore.
part-timer. Not anymore. Nope. Since this, he is going to go up that ladder really quick, and he's going to have a championship within the next year. Just jumping over all that
I'm gonna call it right now. Be a tag team title at WrestleMania with Jake Paul. They'll beat the Usos.
If you are a wrestler that has dedicated your life to this and been working your ass off just to get noticed, and you see this motherfucker in a fucking title shot in the biggest company in the world.
Definitely not saying it's right. I know what you're saying there, Andy. I'm not saying it's right, but when you're doing stuff and you don't have a storyline for Roman right now, the only way they could have did something, in my eyes, it would have been to set up for Survivor Series, but they're going to do that on the SmackDown and Raws coming up this next month.
But you see where, you heard what I said, okay? Like, is this not Hunter and the rest of WWE corporate shitting all over these people?
Possibly, but some people might not have wanted to go over there.
But I'm talking about every fucking wrestler that has never been noticed and been working their ass off and probably go better than he can.
Right. Like I said, I'm not saying it's right, but he put people in the seats and they got people to watch the pay-per-view. Probably would not watch it.
Do you think people in Saudi Arabia who get one show a fucking year decided, I'm going to go to this show because Jake Paul's there? Or Logan fucking Paul's there? They They sold it out without him before. What the fuck they need him here for?
They're gonna sell it out. I'm not saying they did it for Saudi Arabia. They did it for people here to actually watch it. How you admitted you didn't watch it live. Tony hasn't watched it live. We don't know. Most people can't watch it on a Saturday afternoon. So what of that could have that intrigued more people to watch it? I don't know. I'm not saying that it did.
Do you think people bought WrestleMania? Or watched WrestleMania? Or bought a ticket to WrestleMania to go see fucking Logan Paul?
See, WrestleMania is a different thing, though. People are going to tune into that. How many people don't watch Crown Jewel? Because it's just it's a once a year pay-per-view that
How many
nothing happens
people
at.
didn't watch Crown Jewel because Logan Paul was in it?
How many people didn't watch it because they forgot it was on? Tony?
Yeah, sure.
No, I mean,
I
So,
don't know.
but you're telling me if it's like, oh, people want to see him, all right, fine, but like he couldn't be in a match with somebody else.
I'm not saying he could, though.
He had to have a fucking title shot.
In a way, Andy, I wish Logan would have won that match because I'd love to see how you are right now. But you would be right now if Logan Paul won that match and won the belt.
WWE wouldn't get my business anymore. Plain and simple. They wouldn't get my business. Okay,
But
so
one thing happened. Say Roman got hurt in that match, and they had to put the title on him. That he had to win because Roman got seriously hurt, and he got the belt. Not saying it could happen, not saying it wouldn't happen. But what? You had no other choice there.
they wouldn't have traded the belt.
They weren't putting the belts on him. They had the teasers going out that Logan's going to win this fight and all that with that one lucky punch.
I'm not even saying about putting the belt on. What does he deserve that spot? Taking that main event spot away from the rest of your roster.
I didn't book it. I guess I don't know what Triple H was thinking there. This would have been Triple H's pay-per-view. This wasn't something that Vince already had planned. I don't know what his thought process is.
He doesn't deserve the spot.
I don't know who else deserved it, though.
Anybody on the fucking company other than him.
Yeah, but... Okay, so anybody that was not on that card Saturday, who should have been in that match, in your opinion?
Jinder Mahal. I already said that.
He hasn't been around. We don't even know if he's a part of the company anymore.
If he is, it's like, hey, this is my fucking home or whatever.
Somebody that's actually been on TV recently. Who should have gotten that match?
Miz.
Good up, but he's in that storyline with Dexter Lumis that keeps getting hurt.
Could have been the match.
Could have.
He's had matches.
You could have played that out.
Like,
They could have played that out. I'm not disagreeing with you, Andy, on that. It could have been the Miz, but what is the Miz? How has the Miz deserve a title shot?
more than fucking Logan Paul does.
I like these conversations. I do.
You know
I love
what's
these
sad?
conversations.
You know what's sad? I saw the clip where he's got, I don't know, he's got the fucking GoPro on his body somehow. He's jumping.
Oh, he
off
was
the
holding a
ropes.
phone. He was holding a phone.
Yeah, the thing that rubbed me the wrong way was he was telling the guy he was jumping on, you're about to go viral.
Yeah.
So that just echoes to me that Logan Paul, which Paul brother was it? Who gives a fuck?
It was
That's
Logan
right.
that was wrestling.
So that tells me that they're using his, not only is he popular, it's not that he's popular enough to be able to be on WWE, but they're using his popularity to get to more people.
Yes.
So that's the worst part of it. So going back to what Andy said, Andy, you got to pull out, man. Take all stocks out of WWE. It's not for you anymore. It's for whoever wants to see internet upstarters, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Like the Logan Pauls. You know, like, what's next? The Chocolate Rain guy is going to be in the WWE? Chocolate Rain.
No, what's next? The fucking whole, like, so already I've heard Triple H is talking about 40 people in the Royal Rumble versus 30. So is the other 10 just going to be fucking internet influencer people?
Yeah, stunt casting. It's going to be, yeah.
I
Well,
did. You bring up the Royal Rumble there, Andy. I I did read something that made it really interesting. You need to do like 12 from Raw, 12 from SmackDown, 12 from the NXT, and then however the math works out, the rest of them are randoms. Or randomly thrown in. Like surprise returns.
Just fucking make it all Jake Paul's and Logan Paul's.
It's
The
like
whole fucking match. The whole fucking match. Just make it all people like them. Winner gets a shot at the fucking title.
Tony, I want to hear your thought process on this. You've been sitting there scratching your head and looking all angry and Santa Clausy. What's your thought process on what they were trying to do there?
Well, Jinder Mahal is still with the WWE. It says he just doesn't do anything since he was partnered with the dancing sparkly whatever bullshit. So, yeah. Who should he have been in that match? No. Should he interfered with that match and built something? Yes. But who should have been in that match? You, like Andy says, you got anybody on that roster that could have been in there. I mean, you could have brought freaking Seth Rollins out. You know, why are you pushing him for an Intercontinental title with him, you know, when he has it? But you could have did something with him. You had Matt Riddle. You know, you have a lot of people that you could have put in that match just for shits and giggles. I mean, I don't know. It's weird how they did it. Build it up, you know, and everybody thought Logan Paul was going to win, blah, blah, blah. And then you got all this posse coming out, all this bullshit.
They could have,
like, come on.
They could have forced Austin Theory to cash in his money.
Yep.
Like, they could have done anything except for put some fucking guy who's not a fucking wrestler in the fucking main event for a title shot. There's way too many people to spend their fucking lives trying to make it in the business to shit on them to give it to Logan fucking Paul.
Yeah. And then the good point about, we're talking about Rumble. So let's talk about Rumble. How many people's in the Rumble? You got 30 people in the Rumble, right? So how many of actually on the active roster are in that Rumble? Because most of the time you have all these old guys coming out and doing nothing for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, if you're talking about extending it out to 40, how are you even going to do that when you can't even do 30 with your full roster? So,
Well, I think what Triple H is thinking there with the Royal Rumble is that, what was it, 2011 they did the 40-man? Was it somewhere around there, wasn't it? They had the 40-man Royal Rumble. I mean, if they do that, they got to involve not older people. They need it. Because you know the older people aren't going to win this, or the veterans, just to call them older people.
no.
Or the gimmick ones. They're not going to win that match.
They bring them in for the pop.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I mean, that's why they're spaced out. Why do you think most of the winners are from what position? Number 28? You know, I mean...
Or 1. 1, 2, 3, and 28. Like, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. The random 30. Everybody wants the number 30, which I don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, we're on WWE. I'm actually pumped for War Games. I don't know about you two that actually watch wrestling, but I'm actually pumped for War Games. I don't know about you guys. We don't know what's going to happen there. I'm just excited to actually see a War Games match, or, you know, the whole pay-per-view. You know, see what Triple H does with it. See what WWE does with it.
We've seen it. Just watch the War
I
Games
have
in NXT. I mean, it's been there. That's Triple
have
H's
it.
War Games right there.
I don't know. I can't wait to see it actually on the main roster, though, and how they portray it.
Who gives a shit about the main roster when you got Logan Paul?
I mean, let's hear it from our emailers. Are we wrong about the Paul brothers? Are they not chodes? Are we missing like a universal appeal for them? Are we wrong? Convince us if we are.
Yeah.
I honestly feel it was a publicity stunt to get more people to actually watch the pay-per-view.
Well, you say convince us that they're not assholes and whatever. Somebody's yet to convince me that fucking the boxing matches and the fucking MMA is not fake fighting.
Right.
So, I mean, it's. I feel for the guys that have worked their ass off to get nowhere ever.
I hear you there.
And guys that get buried on the roster, for no other reason that they're just not in, sucking the boss's dick. And apparently Logan Paul likes to suck a lot of dick. So that's about where I'm at with that. I don't have any more to say about it. He didn't deserve the spot. If you want to do bring in celebrities or whatever and have them do shit, that's fine. But they don't deserve, outsiders don't deserve, and it's like me, right? Like, put me in a fucking main event, give me a title shot. I'm a fucking outsider. I don't deserve that.
In my idea, the best match for his next pay-per-view, Logan Paul, should have been The Miz. Because The Miz turned on him at WrestleMania. They never finished that bout.
No, they never finished that storyline, did they?
No, not that I didn't think of, Tony. They didn't finish that storyline from WrestleMania, did they?
No, I don't believe so.
After they won, everybody's cheering on Logan Paul, and did The Miz do the skull crushing finale on him, right, and walked out. I don't think they ever finished that storyline. That would have made sense. I'm not disagreeing with you, Andy. I mean, it's just they put him in a match, and that's just how it went. But not saying it was the right thing.
I just asked. I asked for fuck Jake Paul to fight me. If he had a title, I wouldn't say give me a title shot.
He has a title.
Biggest jackass in the world.
Well, he has a belt, doesn't he?
What the fuck does he have?
Yo, I don't need no belt. My pants are smart enough to step on their own. Yo, he probably has a clothing line, I'm sure, right? Yo, my clothing line don't have no belt.
I'm sorry. It's just he doesn't deserve it. Again, it's like I enjoy wrestling as an outsider, as a fan. I've been around long enough to understand a lot of shit. But like, even for me, if I were like, hey, I want to get into this shit, I don't deserve to start at the top.
I mean, I don't think any of this would have happened like back in the 90s, though. I mean, we're just in a different time, and we don't like it.
I know. All right, so
that's what we need people to email us about.
Like, I know some guys that have done this. Been wrestlers as a hobby. As whatever, right? And then there's ones that work their asses off. And this is what they're trying to do for their professions. And they travel fucking everywhere. They wrestle in,
gyms.
5, 10, 15 different promotions just to get their fucking names out there. And some asshole who started a fucking YouTube channel is in the goddamn main event on WWE program.
Basically, Blippy in like 10 years is going to be in WWE.
Yeah,
that's what you have to think of it like.
Well, what was that? What was that? What was that thing that was going around for a while? Like, it was like the creepy thing that like was scaring kids. It was in, and they put
Slender
it in,
Man.
like, kids movies. No, it was like Momo. Was it
Momo?
Oh, Momo. Yeah, that
Momo?
Weird Asian like stretched out face or something.
Yeah, just put fucking Momo in the fucking main event.
Yeah, Momo and Momo.
Maybe Momo will be a part of the Wyatt Six.
Maybe. Like, that's the other, okay. So you want to ask who could have been in the fucking main event? How he could have fucking come back and had his first fucking match. Like, I'm here to take over the world, or eat the world, or eat your mom, or whatever the fuck. And Bray Wyatt could have been in that main event, and you put fucking Logan Paul in.
Yeah, you pay him to fly across seas to have a little promo to, not really reveal anything else, like we've talked about last week, Andy. Just Uncle Howdy saying we're doing something, that something's happening. We still don't know.
Somebody needs to wake them the fuck up and say, if you want this little clown to fucking be in on your roster and do shit to bring in an audience, he doesn't need to be in the fucking main event. Get him out of the fucking main event.
No, and I agree with that. That's why I think there would have been a good storyline to finish the Miz stuff. I honestly do. Since I'm going blurry again, we got ghosts.
So, anyway.
Use him for, like, I don't know, put him in a wood chipper. That'd be fun to watch. You know? Wait, this is real? Wait, dog. Chop, 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 chop. Speaking of suicide forests, though, remember that was like his big gaffe? Remember he talked about that before? It was his big gaffe, a big one thing that he got taken to task for. Just remember, he's that guy that went all the way to Japan, knowing that he was going to a suicide forest, and then like tried to act surprised that he found a guy who committed suicide on his camera. Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh.
Yeah.
So, tell us if we're wrong about the Paul brothers, if they're not. Twinkle toe bitches. Chodes.
They are. Nobody's going to email. Nobody's going to fucking email because they know we're right.
No, I mean, tell us that we're right then. You know? I think there's a reaction for the Paul brothers. Either way.
The problem is after, and this is what bothers me so much about the whole fucking thing. The reaction after this fucking match from people that, like, you think are respected in the wrestling world are like, oh my God, he's so great. This needs to become his full-time gig and blah, blah, blah. And like, fuck, like, guys, you don't get, you were there. You worked your ass to get there. Like, what are you not seeing? What are you seeing that I'm not? Why does he deserve that fucking spot?
Maybe he literally is blowing everybody.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that he's got cum all over his face all the time. But
I mean, somebody so unlikable, like Jimmy Fallon, definitely blowing a ton of people to keep being where he's at. I'm convinced.
I think there's a lot of people that like him. He's, you know, he's one of those that likes to divide people, and people like that shit. And there's people that jump on the bandwagon and whatever with that kind of crap. So, like, I don't like the whole divisive shit on anybody. If you want to be divisive, you can get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, I like some devices though.
Devices?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, right?
What kind of device do you like?
I was gonna say, what kind of device do you like?
The Butt Rammer 2021.
Speaking of,
Andy has it and it works great.
speaking of,
No, he has the 2020.
And so now I can't. I'm not going to even try and quote who this is because I don't remember. But we talk about fake fighters of the UFC sometimes. But there was a thing in a story that came out that I saw, just happened to come across on Twitter, and I don't remember the fighter, but you guys can go find this. I'm sure you can. So the guy tweets or said in an interview, it was like an offbeat interview, right? It wasn't like it was like a get to know you interview rather than like about your fighting career. And he said something about another UFC fighter, a female UFC fighter, about how he needed to stay in good cardio shape with, in the bedroom. And he did it, and so he was keeping in good cardio shape with this female fighter. And so when she saw something about it on Twitter, she tweeted out, yeah, he tried to get me to put my finger in his asshole, and I said no.
Well, that did not go according to plan.
No, that one failed miserably.
So there's a UFC fighter out there that likes that butt, whatever the fuck you said.
Yeah, it's like he saw what's that movie? Where Stifler gets it, and he ends up liking it.
Road trip.
Road Trip, yeah.
Yeah. So he wanted the finger in the butthole from the
Nice.
female UFC fighter, and I don't know who they are, so I'm not even gonna try. But it's
Also
out
a good.
You can find
It's
it.
also a great UFC move.
The butthole finger.
If you get caught doing it, you get disqualified. But
Do they just call that the stink finger?
the old stink finger. Yeah. Notice I did two because it's like happy hour, but there's more than one. The stink finger it sounds like one, but there's. At
I
least
feel
two.
as though since it's fake fighting, they would do it
Yeah, I mean,
just to get a reaction out of the crowd. Like,
well, when real fighters themselves, they want a real fight. They're gonna get bored. They're like, I'm gonna actually have something happen here since you can't real fight. I'm gonna jam these fingers up his ass.
well, who are real fighters?
We don't know anymore. That's the whole thing.
There are no real fighters anymore.
No. Pretty much gonna just start inciting like street fights.
The most real fighters out there are honestly independent wrestlers.
Like what you went to, like you were talking about last week.
Yeah,
There's some good stuff going on there.
yeah. I mean, they're more of a fighter than fucking Jake Paul and his phantom punches. So
Oh, I fell over. One of these, right?
I can't believe a real UFC fighter took a dive for him. To be honest with you, like that's just fucking ridiculous. But anyway,
Hey, capitalism.
so if you saw Jake or Logan Paul on the streets, would you acknowledge them? Acknowledge me.
Well, I'd have
No.
to say something to the person sucking my dick, so I'd feel awkward if I didn't acknowledge them.
So do you say something to the person in the glory hole?
I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know because they might want to just imagine not that a sound of a male voice with attached to a penis. They were thinking it was a woman, but yeah, I don't know about the glory hole.
Tony,
Do you talk to people?
Tony, would you talk to somebody from on the other side of the glory hole?
Oh, I mean, why would you even want to talk to somebody in a glory hole? What's next? You're gonna ask if we reach up and shake their penis, like a handshake? Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. It's a nice cock you got here. Come on. Oh.
So
Yeah,
Tony just acted like he's the guy on the receiving end of the glory hole.
Oh my gosh, glory holes. How'd we get
Yeah,
here?
because he was the guy with the cock because
You answered the door. That's how we got
Yeah.
here.
because he did an accent that wasn't his own, so he was the guy with the cock in that story.
What about
We
you,
see you.
Dustin? Would you talk to the person on the other side of the glory hole?
No. I'm not going to follow Tony because that was too good. I can't do that.
All right, so it brings me to something like I don't know if you guys do this, but for me, it happens. So it's it's kind of awkward. So if you're out somewhere and you see somebody and you know them, but you weren't friends, you were acquaintances, you've talked from time to time, and maybe you just don't fucking feel do you just pretend not to know people when you see them out in public?
It depends on the person, and
Yeah.
more or less now as I'm older, I really don't. I wait to hopefully not be recognized. I wait it out and then be like, okay, he's not gonna do it, and then you almost get offended, well, why didn't you want to come talk to me?
Why'd you
But
want to
you're
know
still
what
relieved.
I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, you're still
I mean,
relieved. He
I-
does the same thing.
I think it comes down to the point where it's like, what are you doing at that time you see that person, and who you're with, I think is what it comes down to too as well.
Mhm.
I mean, if it's an old classmate, haven't seen him for a couple years, I'm going to go say hi to the person. I don't care what the heck I'm doing. I mean, even if we didn't get along in high school, I'd be like, hey, classmate, how's it going? But,
Hey,
something like
classmate.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, hey, how you doing? Oh, I got to go. My party's leaving. But, I mean, I think it comes down to the point of who you're with. And
Yeah.
if and what they feel about that person, you don't want to play you know what I mean. You don't want to do something that's going to get you frowned upon in the group you're with because, oh, I hated that guy. Why the hell are you talking to him? Then you got an argument the rest of the night with your party.
Mhm.
Or how about somebody from high school where like you just didn't really give them the time of day, and now that you're adults, it's like you can't remember why you would hate the guy. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh, we're both like 43 and like trying to get through life, and it's like, why was there this stigma about you like when I was like 17?
Why did we have
had-
this beef?
I've had more of those experiences. Like
Right.
typical, like more jock than I was, and now like they're caved in ashtrays. They're not jock looking anymore. We're all just balding 43-year-olds. So we've just grown into like more things in common. But I've had more of those luckily than the ones where like I have to avoid people that like, oh man, like what did they start?
About
Yeah,
like
wow, they started doing
ex-coworkers or
drugs.
something like that. Like,
My favorites are the ones that like obviously did meth or heroin, and you're like, oh wow, they went there. Those are like my second favorites. My first favorites are the ones where like, I'm like pleasantly surprised. I'm like, oh yeah, we graduated together, and like now like we're old, and like it's weird to see, like you're just like two people. Like it didn't matter what clique you were in high school. I still wouldn't go to my my thing though. I have no interest
Reunion?
in going. Yeah.
I've never been to one.
But then the more popular thing that happens to me is I'll meet somebody and then a third will come up and I haven't figured out number two's name. So you're getting forced into meeting these two people and you're getting embarrassed because you didn't get that person's name.
Right.
And they remembered yours and you're like, fuck, this person's going to come up, like Andy's going to come up and I'm going to have to be like, Andy, this is Dustin, but I don't know Dustin. I've only pretended to up to this point.
Hey, you, this is him.
yeah, well, like, and maybe not so much as a classmate, but like maybe it's an ex-coworker, right? That like you interacted at work, you didn't really hang out. You're, I don't know, passing in the grocery store. Do you acknowledge? Like, is there ever that awkward moment that like you didn't initially initially say something to them and like they're not saying anything to you, so it's like who's gonna like, this happens to me all the fucking time. You guys seem like it doesn't ever happen to you, but like this happens to me all the fucking time.
I mean, I ran into like ex-coworkers and we usually just do the nod wave thing. I mean, but they're with their, I live in rural Minnesota, so we don't really have it like in a bigger area. We run into each other, but it's like, hey, how you doing? We're back to our own thing. Like, hey, I'm shooting pool. It's like the whole, like I said, wave and nod thing or what's up thing.
So you never just not acknowledge somebody.
I live in Minnesota. We're Minnesota nice. We're never mean.
Yeah, I don't think Dustin does, but I sure do. I've hoped for the person not to recognize me, and then, like I said, you're almost like a little like upset if they don't, because you're like, why the fuck didn't they want to talk to me? I mean, I don't want to talk to them, but that's like the best outcome for me sometimes because I don't feel like I don't like to stop and chat at all.
Or it's somebody. Okay, so here's a friend's situation. Okay, somebody you used to talk to, maybe hung out with once or twice. Something happened within your clique. You're no longer like talking to the clique people, and you see a person from there. Now the stigma is because you're out of the clique, you're the asshole. So now you see one of them people 3-4 years later. Do you acknowledge them?
I think it comes down to, do they acknowledge me first? I mean, I could be wrong there, but that's how I feel about that. You know, like, hey, if they don't want to acknowledge me, I'm not going to waste my time on you either. But they could be thinking the exact same thing. So,
And also, did you just get a blowjob?
No blowjobs. So
Let's say for whatever you have a normal disposition, nothing great happened that day. You didn't find $20 in your sweater pocket or anything. Just normal disposition. Yeah, I would say resting face for me is 9 times out of 10. I don't want to. I'd rather like hope they didn't see me, recognize me, no matter what the situation.
I mean, to me, it also comes down to the point where, you know, how close were you with that one person you just ran into, you know? In a way, you know, I mean, maybe you had a connection before that click, and then the click separated you, and now the click's not around. Do you make conversation? Possibly.
And do you feel like
To me, it comes down to past, whatever past you had.
Do you feel like you have to bring up the awkwardness of before?
Well, no.
No.
I mean, I'm just
No.
I'm more or less like, do you just pretend that person's not there, and don't acknowledge them at all, or do you just at least say, "Hey, hi"?
I think the acknowledgement thing, like I was saying, I mean, that would be a lot of it, and then if something breaks out of that later, I mean, who knows? I mean, I would if somebody acknowledges me, I'm gonna acknowledge them, even if I don't remember them. I mean, I think we're all kind of like that. You know, you're not gonna.
I don't
I mean,
acknowledge people.
I'm not Minnesota
I
nice
used to-
myself either.
I used to go out to Minneapolis a lot, and I worked up there, and I know there's people I know, and they remember me, but I no freaking way I remember them.
Oh, I've had that.
I mean,
100 times. People
yeah.
come up to me, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like,
Oh, I've said that a few times to people. I'm like, sorry, I don't remember who the fuck you are. What the hell did we do? How do you know my name?
yeah.
You know? But I mean, if they acknowledge you, I mean, the least thing you can do is kind of acknowledge them back, even.
Well, if they do acknowledge me, I will. But like,
I'm not going to go out of my way and take away from the thing I'm doing at that point to then get in an awkward conversation, I guess, is how I'm trying to go there, too.
so here's an example, and the reason I brought this conversation up. Okay, I was at an event with my wife and kid. Somebody from the haunted house that we used to hang out at and be a part of and whatever was there. But they were there tending to their sheep, their costumed people, right? And I was there with my family. Person kept looking at me. It's like, but we're like across the room. We're like, it's not like we're, side by
Like
side.
there.
Yeah. I made a point to not walk past that person. But like,
I think we all would avoid it.
Am I in the
I mean-
wrong here to just be like, I don't really feel like engaging right now, so I didn't? Am I in the wrong?
I don't feel you're wrong there. I mean, if they came up and talked to you and you ran away, different world, then you're in the wrong. But I mean,
if somebody comes up and says hi to me, I'm not going to be like, "Oh, fuck off."
I think like if you're like out in a bar or like a party situation, you run into somebody and you're like you can forcibly force yourself to go into the other room.
Yeah.
I mean, you're avoiding somebody, but you're not at the same point. I mean, you don't want to be awkward at a conversation, I guess. Tony, what do
This
you think?
always works. This always works. Go. Hold on 1 second. I gotta take a shit.
Yep.
But
I'll be back in an
again, we
hour.
were on opposite ends of the room. Like,
Right.
Okay, so my son wanted to go over and talk to somebody else at this event. And so I let him, and to do that, he had to walk by this person. So I let my son walk by himself because I was like, I don't want to be in that situation. So I didn't walk with him.
You're not wrong by that. You didn't want to be in a conversation with that person at that moment, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think we all do that. Tony?
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, I don't think you're in the wrong because, I mean, you're at an event, you're with your family, you didn't really talk to this person a lot back in the day and you don't want to engage right now, you're good, if they would have waved or something, you'd be like, yeah, man, what's up? You know, whatever that bullshit, and you just try to keep your
Well,
distance.
that was the thing. There was like the awkward eye contact at
Right.
that point, and nobody waved. Nobody waved, and I'm
So
like,
he was trying to avoid you too, or this person was.
apparently.
So okay, I guess I got a question for Tony on this. So you work at Home Depot and retail. So you're working in an aisle, and this person walks down there. You do not want to talk to this person. Do you avoid them or do you help them?
Careful, they might be watching.
Sorry to put you on the spot, but I never actually worked in that. You know, Andy brought this up. That's one of the first things that came to my mind is like, so if you're working in retail or you're working at a bar, it really don't matter where you're working. I mean, all of us can answer this. Do you help that person or do you avoid them?
I mean, it depends on, I guess, where I'm at in the aisle. Like, if I'm down on one end and they walk into the other and I notice it, yeah, I'm going to take off the other way, you know, if I don't want to help them. But like, if I'm in the middle, you know, and I kind of don't notice them, then, you know, you're just kind of like, yeah. You know, you start looking at your phone real quick that you have in your hand, trying to look for something, act like you're busy.
Grab your microphone. I'll be there right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How about you, Justin? Do you have, like, if you're working somewhere and somebody walks up that you know, but you don't want to talk to that person, do you avoid them or do you help them with their needs at your establishment you're working at? Like, say somebody comes up and requests a song from you, but you do not want to talk to this person. I'll put that in that aspect for you. Do you ignore that person or do you take the request from them?
Luckily I haven't had anything like that dire.
Okay.
The only thing I could think is like the awkwardness of an ex, something like that. I'm like trying to think of like or somebody for me personally, no, like an ex or something like that. Somebody from my past that would really make me uncomfortable to see them. But I can't really think of anybody else I would really go out of my way to like ignore. If they asked for like Maroon 5, I'd say no, but not because of who they were, you know. No, I don't know. I like. I'm
So
trying to think of an example.
you would take the request from Noah even if you had if you're trying to, or you want to ignore them is what you're saying.
Yeah. There's not too many people I could think of other than exes, and even then, like, there's no reason like why, you know,
Okay.
you would even see them. But like, yeah, like awkwardness of like people I used to work with. Like, yeah, I didn't leave some jobs on the best of scenarios, but like I don't have any shame in that. I would assume like if it was an ex-worker that like whatever, but like I don't have any shame in that. So I don't know. Like I think I'd be okay, and I'd be more because I'd be playing music, so I'd be more in control of the situation. So that would be like the best case scenario.
Right. So, Andy, how about you? You DoorDash. You have somebody you completely hate, or you don't want to go see. Do you ignore their request
Drop
for
the
DoorDash?
fucking order. Done.
What's that?
Drop the order.
What if there's a $15 tip on there?
Drop the order.
Drop the order.
I had to go to 65 houses or 2 dumpsters.
It's just, this kind of putting what you brought up, Andy, in another perspective. I mean, that's what's me at work, if I ran into somebody, I'd be like kind of like Tony at retail. If I was at the end of the aisle, got to go or whatever. But if they're right by you, you got to help them. I mean, that's just your job. But it was just kind of a little thing and kind of put the spin on each one of you for it. Justin with music, Tony in retail, Andy with a $15 tip. Well, fuck you. I don't want to go see you.
Now, it depends. Like, so like DoorDash, right? Like, there's a lot of, like, just leave at the fucking door. Well, maybe I don't have to see you.
Right. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you got your contactless delivery, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's one of those.
But you always run into the spot, though. It's no contact, but they're watching you bring your food up. Oh, my God, that's Andy. Open the door. Hey, Andy, how's it going?
I
gotta go. I got another delivery.
I have taken deliveries to ex-employers before.
Yeah.
I mean, but if it's really somebody, I'm like, fuck you. But you don't know. You actually don't know, unless you know their address, right?
I suppose they don't give you names.
Yeah, you don't know. So
Yeah.
I might just be fucked into a conversation right there. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose they can't give you their names. You can only get their address.
No, you just get a first name. You just get like a fucking Tony W. Tony Woo.
Tony. Tiger Woods.
T Woods, yeah. Oh my God.
He
Looks like
would.
he'd have a nicer car though.
So anyway, I just wanted to.
Yeah, so
Well,
you
it's
had
fun.
an experience,
Yeah.
and that caused you to think like, "Wow, this is kind of one of those things." My experience is more like I don't know, I don't remember anybody's name, and then
Yeah, I can never remember people's names.
and then
Who
you're
the hell
somehow
are
like
you
the
again?
third man, you know. To
I
introduce
have
someone.
that problem. I have that problem with women. I don't.
It's actually fun. Like if you're like with another person and they're talking to somebody and you're like, "Who the fuck were you talking to?" And you're sitting there having a conversation. You didn't know who that was? No. Who the fuck was it? Well, you should know. You have an argument with your friend over who the person was you guys were just talking to.
Yeah,
They won't tell you their name. I don't know if you guys ever ran into that, but just being dicks. But
Anybody ever go like, yeah, here. So the question that always comes up when you're in a new relationship or you're talking with the boys or whatever it is, it's how many women you've been with, and you sit there and you got in your head and you're thinking and you're like, well, there was this one and you don't fucking remember her name, and then there was this one and you don't fucking remember her name, like.
what's your body count?
I remember all my names.
Do you?
Yeah, I didn't really have like a drinking or like tomcatting.
Because there's only two. There's only
Yeah,
two.
right. How do you forget two names? Now I mix up their first and last names, but you know, pretty much I just have to remember two.
Now, I guess that's a question for Tony. You used to be like on the dating apps a lot. So like, do you remember all their names?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm an asshole.
I remember their names if they were good or not.
Ah.
Andy met up with one and, hey, Sarah. My name's not Sarah. Sorry.
Thought it was. I
We-
don't know.
We did do that. We did have fun one night where it was a committee effort. We couldn't come up with this guy's name. We thought it was Jim, and so he was down at the other end of the bar. And we just like started doing Jim louder. We had a question ready in case we were right, and we got his attention. He's like, "What?" But we were just like, "Jim, Jim, Jim, Jim." We just kept saying Jim louder, like Jim. Yeah, like the penis game. And then finally we said Jim louder, like we still got no reaction. And we're like, oh, it's not Jim. You know? Well, all we really kept waiting. We were just like waiting for him to come up to us by the end of the night and be like, why were you guys yelling Jim earlier? You know? Yeah, I don't know, man. We're a bunch of crazy people.
So there's a situation. You knew somebody, but you didn't go up and talk to them because you didn't know the fucking name.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I still don't know what that guy's name was.
I did once have a girl come up to me and go, "Hey, Jesus." I go, "What? Jesus?" She goes, "Yeah, Jesus. Isn't that your name?" I go, "No." So why do you think my name's Jesus? She goes, "Well, I was screaming it all night long."
Wah, wah, wah. Jesus Christ. That's what I'm saying.
On that note,
I thought she was going to say, you know, Jesus, because you're hung like this.
Better.
Yeah.
well, I made that up on the spot, so I'm, that's what you get.
That's how jokes are made, everybody.
You can all, armchair quarterback my joke. That's fine. It's good. But I think on that note, that kind of brings us to time to run, Jenny. What do you think? So we're gonna go around the horn, let everybody give their final thoughts and words and opinions, and shout out any ladies, whatever you want to do. We started with Tony. We're gonna start with Tony again.
Yay! Great. Yeah, it's been wonderful all this many months that we've been doing this. So yeah, thanks for still hanging with us. So I'm probably going to be a little upset next week, just so you know, because I have the mouse coming up this week that I have in fantasy, and my Bengals are on a bye week, so it's really going to suck for me. So Mouse is probably going to kill me, and then I get to hear about it from Mickey Mouse, that fucking bastard.
we never hear from him anymore.
Yeah,
I
nobody
know.
hears from him anymore, so.
He got
He
married.
He rejected a trade proposed to him. He rejected it. I was very upset.
Well, he's pretty much. I was going to bring up the presidential talk again today, but we kind of run out of time. I think it's something that needs to be readdressed with President TM, but we'll have to see how that unfolds. But go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, I think that's all pretty much I've got this week. So, yeah. Yeah, I can't think of anything. I'm drawing a blank, so.
It's just like he's shooting all the time. Dustin.
Blanky.
Just gonna call him Blanky Woods.
Blanky Woods. That sounds like a good porn star name. Blanky Woods. Now starring Blanky Woods. Good week. Good show, everybody. This has been fun. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Justin, I'm going to avenge my loss I got to you from you week 1 next week in fantasy football. I need to get back on the winning track, But if I lose to you again, I don't care.
I'll be really happy if Dustin wins.
I'll be really happy if Dustin wins because I don't have competitive bone in my body unless I get a boner.
No, like I said, great show. Not much else going on this week. Winding down from race season yet. Just getting everything caught up and done. But just thanks for tuning in, everybody. Email us at backtalkus at gmail.com and your thoughts, questions, comments, any little thing you want to talk about. Bring us some ideas. We want to know them. I think we want more stuff to talk about, and not just stuff we can bring up. We want to hear what you guys say, too. So email us. Have a good week, everybody.
Justin.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You want to send us in, reaction videos, bring them in. Backtalkus at gmail.com. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be
seriously,
fun if
email
we
us.
did reaction videos, yeah.
Hey, watch this. I don't know if I trust our community out there to do that.
No. We don't want to watch 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
No.
We don't want to watch people chainsawing their body parts off of themselves. Maybe we'll watch like Luke Skywalker kick a bunch of people's asses. I don't know. Or a Marvel thing. Who's gonna catch Thor's hammer? Captain America? What? How? Yo, you know what I'm saying? So, send us in what you want me to watch. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard Led Zeppelin before. You know what I'm saying?
Well, good last words.
That's my last words. Somebody else's words.
As you're homing it up over there, get some fucking moron listener as we're recording. Everybody knows, I think, by this point we record Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking just got an email from last week's episode. You guys want to hear it or not?
Yeah. Who's it from?
All right.
I
haven't even read it yet. So
okay.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's fucking nighttime now. I would agree that they are dragging this thing out with Bray Wyatt. It's going too slow for most people to stay interested. They either need to have him in both shows or 2 segments of him on SmackDown. 100% agree. Like, we talked about this, like, Dustin alluded to it, right? Like, Crown Jewel, same fucking thing, right? Like, do something with it. I'm getting fucking tired. Go to sleep.
They're making us go down that rabbit hole further and further.
Yeah, there's no more rabbit hole. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Did not get to watch the wrestling pay-per-view this weekend, so I don't have any comments on it. What did you guys think of it? Well, we already fucking told you if you watched this fucking episode.
Oh, it's like Jeopardy for him.
If I were a type of candy, this was something we talked about at the end of the show. We had to name Tony and Justin their own candies because, well, they weren't here. If I was type of candy, I would be a Reese's peanut butter cup. But there is no reasoning for it. Like, would you just because?
Yeah. Is that because you'd eat yourself? Is it your favorite?
I don't know. That'd be weird. That is from Titmaster.
Oh.
But yeah, that's weird.
Well.
I wish I had an explanation on the Reese's cup.
Well, what's ours, and what's the explanation?
Tony was is gummy bears.
Yeah.
Okay. Gummy bears, okay. Oh, when I was Sour Patch Kids, right?
Yeah, you're Sour Patch Kids. Yep.
You kind of went with gummies for both of us, huh?
Yeah, but you're fucking sour because you got nothing good to say ever.
You're sour, but then sweet.
Ho hum.
Well, you know what else I don't like?
Strip club.
You know what else I don't like? Gummy candy. I prefer chocolate. Thank you.
And yes, Tony was the squishy.
He does look squishy. He looks like a squishy gummy bear.
bears. So, Tony, what's your favorite flavor of gummy bear?
Red.
Red. Everybody's favorite color. Red.
Red has now become a flavor.
I guess cherry or fruit punch.
It could be cherry, strawberry. You never know.
Right.
And it depends on which gummy bears you're eating too.
So red, no matter if they made it cherry, strawberry, watermelon, whatever, it's still your favorite out of all of them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Orange is always a good one to do. So.
Yeah. Never green.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in this week. Let us know what you think about this. Am I fucking out of my mind with this Logan Paul shit? Did he deserve to be? Tell me what I'm missing. Like, did he deserve to be have a fucking title shot with the biggest wrestling company in the world after having 2 fucking matches? Like, I don't know. Tell me, maybe I'm missing something. Are they really cool guys and like I should be friends with them instead of wanting to fucking punch them in the face and kick them in the nuts? Like, what is it? Let us know. backtalkus@gmail.com. We'll be with you guys next week with a brand new show. Can't wait to see you. Until next time.
Tits up.
Tits up.
Paul sucks.